This video was produced with the help of AI, so there may be some imperfections and a few awkward moments. We sincerely appreciate your understanding. At midnight, I ordered some food. I told the delivery person not to knock, but to wait outside. In my dream, I heard a knocking sound. I woke up with a start, because that knocking sound was coming from my bedroom. Welcome everyone to Infinite Story Realm. Here, we step into the shadows to unearth the most bone-chilling horror stories, haunting urban legends, and supernatural mysteries from the darkest corners of the world. Prepare yourself, because once you enter this realm, there is no turning back. And now, settle in and let us begin today's story. What if the scariest thing about tonight wasn't the stranger pounding on your door, but the one who warned you about him? The storm hit Chicago like it had a grudge. By 11:45 that Tuesday night, the polar vortex had buried the north side under 2 feet of fresh snow. The National Weather Service was calling it the worst winter event in the city's recorded history. Wind chills sat at -34. Every major expressway was shut down. The emergency broadcast on every radio channel repeated the same 5 words. Stay inside. Do not travel. Maya Calloway had not eaten since 6 in the morning. She sat cross-legged on the bare hardwood floor of her studio apartment in the Ashford, a 7-story red brick building from the early 1970s. The kind with radiators that clanged like a factory and an elevator that worked maybe 3 days out of 5. The Ashford sat on the far western edge of Wicker Park, far enough from the trendy brunch spots and wine bars that the rent was still technically affordable. Maya had moved in 3 weeks ago, fresh off a Greyhound from Louisville, Kentucky. She was hired as a junior marketing coordinator at a downtown firm she hadn't even had time to properly Google before accepting the offer. She was 24 years old. She knew almost no one in this city. Right now, she was running a low fever, wrapped in a secondhand quilt, trying not to think about her performance review scheduled for Friday morning. She needed food. Real food. Something hot. Her roommate, Danny, was stranded at O'Hare, stuck in Terminal 3 with 200 other travelers, while United Airlines canceled everything going east. Danny had texted 3 hours ago, "Don't wait up. Could be here until morning." Maya had laughed at that. She wasn't waiting up for anyone. She was barely staying conscious. She opened QuickBite, the food delivery app, and stared at the screen. Every restaurant in a 3-mile radius had either closed early or turned off delivery. The storm surcharge was so high that a basic order of pad thai was listing at $46. Maya scrolled for 15 minutes before she found anything. A 24-hour fried chicken spot called Golden Bird, 2.5 miles away on Milwaukee Avenue, still operating somehow in all of this. One courier was available. His name in the app was listed as D. Webb. No photo. For 0.2 stars. Currently 2 miles from Golden Bird. Here's the first thing you need to know about that night. Every single decision Maya made was completely reasonable. That's what makes it so terrifying. She placed the order. 2-piece combo, mac and cheese, a biscuit. She added a $5 tip in the app, more than she'd normally give, but it was a blizzard, and whoever was out there driving deserved something extra. She typed a note in the delivery instructions. Side door of the Ashford is faster. Code is 4412. Thanks for being out in this. 90 minutes estimated delivery time. Maya set a timer and tried to nap. 2 hours and 20 minutes later, her Ring doorbell buzzed. The figure on her doorbell camera was barely recognizable as a person. He was a large man, wide shoulders under a parka that had once been gray but was now solid white with packed ice. His face was buried in a balaclava. He was hunched almost double, stamping snow off his boots in the hallway outside her apartment on the 4th floor. The Golden Bird bag dangled from one gloved hand, visibly damp. Maya watched from the couch. Something felt off, but she couldn't name it. She'd been half asleep, and her brain was running at maybe 60% thanks to the fever. She told herself she was being paranoid. She pressed the intercom button. "Hello? Is that my order from Golden Bird?" The figure didn't answer immediately. He tilted his head, just slightly, as if he was listening to something. Then he looked directly into the Ring camera lens. Not at the door, at the camera. "Yeah," he said. His voice was muffled through the balaclava. "Yeah, it's the food. Can you buzz me in? It's cold out here." "You're already inside the building," Maya said. "I can see you're in the hallway." Pause. Then, right, sorry. "Long night. Can you just open up? I've been driving 6 hours, lady. The app crashed and it ain't showing my tips right. I need you to give me cash. $20 cash. $20. He wanted $20 in cash. At midnight, in a blizzard, and something about the way he said it made Maya's stomach turn to ice. She didn't open the door. "I tipped in the app," she said carefully. "The tip is already processed. I'm sorry about the app issue, but I can't." "Open the door." His voice had changed. Flat. No more cold-tired courtesy. Just 2 words landing like a fist. "Sir, I drove through a blizzard for you. I was out there for 6 hours. 6 hours. Open the door and give me my cash tip right now, or I swear to God." He stopped himself, took a breath. Then his fist came down on her door, once, twice, 3 times, loud enough that Maya flinched backward on the couch. Her phone clattered to the floor. She grabbed it, dialed 911. The dispatcher was calm, professional, and honest. Units were responding to a 12-car pileup on I-90 and 3 structure fires. Estimated response time to her address was 35 to 45 minutes. She should stay away from the door, not engage, and call back if the situation escalated. The door shook again. "Hey!" The man's voice rose to a shout. "Hey! I can see the light on under your door. I know you're in there. $20, that's all I want. $20. Maya was on the floor behind the kitchen island now, knees to her chest, butcher knife in one hand, phone in the other. She had shoved her key into the deadbolt from the inside, an old trick her dad had taught her. No one was getting through that door without breaking it down. That's when her phone buzzed with a notification. Not a call, a message. Through the Ashford's internal building app, the one the landlord used for maintenance updates and noise complaints, someone had sent her a private message. From 4C resident. "Don't open the door. I was just in the hallway taking out trash and I saw him. He's not normal. He was crouched down, checking under your doormat before he knocked, like he was looking for a spare key. I also saw something in his jacket. I don't want to say what it was. I already called 911, but they said 40 minutes. Are you alone in there? Please don't open that door. I'm right across the hall if you need help." Maya read it twice. Her hands were shaking so badly the words blurred. A neighbor. Apartment 4C, directly across the hallway. Someone had seen him. Someone was watching out for her. She felt, for just one moment, like she wasn't completely alone. She typed back, "Thank you. I'm alone. I have a knife. Police are coming." The response came in under 10 seconds. "Good. Stay down. Don't go near any windows either. I'll keep watch from my peephole." There it was. The first wrong note. So small you'd almost miss it. Don't go near any windows. How did the neighbor across the hall know which direction her windows faced? Maya didn't notice. Not yet. She was too scared to notice. At 12:47, the pounding on her door stopped. Maya stayed on the floor for another 10 minutes before she dared to move. She crawled to the bathroom, ran cold water over her face, and stared at her reflection in the mirror. Her skin was pale and flushed at the same time, the fever doing its confusing worst. She'd sent 3 more texts to 911 dispatch. Each time, the same answer. Units en route, continue to shelter in place. She checked the Ring camera. The hallway outside her door was empty. The delivery bag was still there, sitting on the mat. Then the sound started. From the apartment directly above her, 5B, a rhythmic thudding. Heavy, deliberate, every 4 or 5 seconds. Like something being brought down hard on a cutting board. Or a floor. She'd heard the tenant up there before, a quiet, middle-aged man named Mr. Halvorsen who walked slowly and kept odd hours. The sound was coming from his kitchen, she thought, right above her own. She looked up. A dark stain had appeared at the corner of her ceiling, near the window frame. Small. No bigger than a $50 coin. But it was spreading, and it was moving, tracing a thin line down the wall toward the radiator. It was the color of rust, or something darker. Maya Calloway was 24 years old and had lived in 6 different apartments, and she had never, in her entire life, seen a water stain move that fast. She grabbed her phone. The building app was open. She typed to 4C resident. Something is happening upstairs. There's a stain coming through my ceiling. 3 dots appeared. Typing. Then, I know. I can hear it too. 5B has been empty for 2 weeks. Mr. Halvorsen moved out. I don't know who's up there right now. Maya, is your laptop on? Maya's eyes went to the desk in the corner. Her laptop was open. The screen was on, just the lock screen, faint blue glow. She hadn't touched it in 3 hours. Why? She typed. Close it, right now, and cover the camera with tape. Do it before you do anything else. Her blood ran cold. She didn't know why. She didn't know anything yet, but she crossed the room in 3 steps and snapped the laptop shut. Her hands were trembling. She typed, "How do you know about my laptop?" The response took longer this time, almost a full minute. "Because I've been watching out for you. I always watch out for you, Maya. You just never knew." She hadn't told him her name. She had never told him her name. The building app didn't display real names, only unit numbers. She was listed as 4B resident. She had never introduced herself. Her phone felt like a live wire in her hands. She opened her contacts, found the number she'd been avoiding calling for the past 2 months. His name was Preston Cole, VP of Brand Strategy at Meridian & Cole. Yes, the same Cole as the company name, which told you everything you needed to know about how seriously he took himself. He was 38, divorced, the kind of handsome that came from expensive haircuts and a personal trainer. He had hired Maya 6 weeks ago and had been finding reasons to text her at odd hours ever since. She'd been managing it carefully. Professional, slightly distant, never giving him anything real. She told herself she could handle it, that it was harmless, that assessment was about to be tested. She called him at 12:58 in the morning. He picked up on the second ring, which told her he hadn't been asleep. "Maya? What?" "Preston, I need help. I know this is insane. I know it's the middle of the night, but something is happening at my building and Tell me your address." His voice had gone from confused to focused in exactly 1 second. That was the thing about Preston Cole. He was deeply, genuinely good at appearing to be the solution to a crisis. It was, she would later reflect, his most dangerous quality. She gave him the address. She said, "You don't have to come. Please don't come if the roads are too bad. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Stay on the line with me." He hung up. He never stayed on the line. Maya stared at her phone. Then she pressed a record on her voice memo app and left it running in her pocket. She would later tell police this was a habit from work. She always recorded important calls and meetings. Professional reflex. Nothing more. But here is what the recording captured. Herself, alone in the dark, quietly saying, "Don't go to the 4th floor, Preston. Please don't come up." Into the empty room. To no one. Before he arrived. The building app pinged again. "He's coming back." The delivery man went downstairs, but he didn't leave. "I can see him in the stairwell camera." "Maya, you need to get out of your apartment. Come across the hall. I'll let you in." She almost did it. She almost opened the door. Instead she typed, "Who are you?" How do you know my name? The app only shows unit numbers. 30 seconds of silence. Then, I know a lot of things about you. I know you wake up at 6:47 most mornings. I know you have a blue mug you always hold with both hands. I know you've been lonely since you moved here. I just want to help you, Maya. Come across the hall. It's not safe where you are. The blue mug, it was in the cabinet. She hadn't used it in 4 days. He'd seen her use it on her laptop camera. Weeks ago. Before she'd even realized anyone was watching. She grabbed her coat, her keys, and the butcher knife. She went to the door, but not to open it. She checked the peephole. The hallway was dark. One of the fluorescent fixtures had gone out, leaving a long stretch of shadow between her door and the elevator. The golden bird bag still sat on the mat, undisturbed. But apartment 4C, directly across the hall, showed a thin sliver of light under the door. Someone was in there. And then she noticed something else. Something she should have noticed immediately but hadn't, because fear does that. It narrows your vision, shuts down peripheral awareness, makes you miss the details that matter most. Apartment 4C had been vacant. She knew this because she'd asked the landlord about it her first week. She'd heard strange sounds from that direction, and Mr. Vargas had told her, apologetically, that 4C had been empty for 4 months after the previous tenant broke their lease. No one had moved in. She'd seen the empty listing herself on the building's website. No one lived in 4C. The messages had been coming from inside an empty apartment, directly across from her front door. For how long, she had no idea. She heard Preston's car before she saw it, the distant sound of tires on packed snow, then the building's lobby buzzer. She watched through the Ring app as he appeared in the lobby entrance. Good overcoat, no hat, melting snowflakes in his dark hair. He looked like a man who had decided this was a romantic emergency. He'd brought wine. He was holding a bottle of red wine. In a blizzard, at 1 in the morning, to rescue his junior employee from a potential break-in. Maya buzzed him in with the lobby code, then immediately texted him. Don't come to the 4th floor. Wait in the lobby. I'm calling you now. He texted back. Already in the elevator. See you in 2. She stared at the screen. Then she pressed her back against the wall beside the door, knife in both hands, and waited. The building app buzzed one last time. He's in the elevator. This is going to be interesting. I've been waiting a long time for a night like this, Maya. I want you to know that none of this is your fault. You were just lonely. I understand lonely. She turned the app off, powered down the building notifications completely. Then she did something she hadn't thought to do until this exact moment. She opened the building's Wi-Fi security settings on her phone, something the landlord had sent her in the welcome packet, and checked active device connections. There were 11. Her laptop, her phone, the smart TV she never used, the Ring doorbell, and 7 devices she didn't recognize. Different MAC addresses, logged in to her personal apartment network. Going back, according to the timestamp, 6 weeks. Since the week she'd moved in. He hadn't hacked into the building app. That was just how he'd contacted her. He'd hacked into her home network, her laptop, her Ring camera. He'd had eyes inside her apartment for 6 weeks. He knew her schedule, her habits, her fears. He'd been building a map of her life, piece by piece, from the other side of a locked door. The elevator dinged. She heard Preston's footsteps in the hall. Maya, his voice warm and confident. Maya, I'm here. You can open up. She heard something else, too. Very quietly, so quietly she almost missed it. The door to apartment 4C opened an inch. What Maya Calloway did next, she would never fully be able to explain in terms that satisfied a police detective, a trauma counselor, or her own conscience. She didn't open her door. She went to the window. Her apartment's fire escape ran along the east wall, a rusted iron staircase she'd used exactly once, to eat dinner outside in October before the cold came. The window was frozen half shut. She wrenched it open with both hands, the frame shrieking against its ice-sealed track, and climbed out into the roaring dark. The cold hit her like a physical blow. The wind was so loud she couldn't hear anything from inside. She couldn't hear Preston. She couldn't hear anything from apartment 4C. She went down 2 floors on the fire escape, feet slipping on iron slick with ice, until she reached the 2nd level. The apartment there was dark, empty. The window was latched from the inside. She kept going. Ground level. She dropped the last 5 feet into a snowbank, sinking to her knees, and ran. She didn't know how long she ran. The cold was so severe it stopped hurting almost immediately, her body's last-ditch attempt to be merciful to her. She made it 2 blocks before she saw the blue and red lights of a CPD cruiser idling at the intersection of Damon and North. She ran toward the lights. They found him in apartment 4C. His name was Garrett Wells, 31 years old, unemployed, with a history of restraining orders filed by 3 different women in 2 different states. He'd rented apartment 4C under a false name 4 months ago, the same week Maya Calloway had first applied for her unit. Police were not yet ready to confirm whether that timing was a coincidence. It was not a coincidence. The walls of 4C were what made the first responding officer stop breathing for a moment. Photographs, printed from a laptop, pinned in rows from baseboard to ceiling. Some were taken through a window. Some appeared to be screenshots from a laptop camera. Maya's face, her apartment, her desk, her kitchen, her front door. Months of images, assembled into a meticulous, obsessive timeline. In the center of it all, a handwritten note on yellow legal paper. She just needs someone to take care of her. I can see that she's lonely. I'm going to introduce myself soon. Garrett Wells was found in the back bathroom, zip-tied to the radiator, semi-conscious from a blow to the head. He was alive. He was taken into custody. He had not, as it turned out, hurt anyone that night. Not directly. The person who had actually put him there was found outside, near the stairwell, sitting on the bottom step with his back against the wall, a bottle of wine still in one hand. Preston Cole had been stabbed once, in the shoulder, with his own pocket knife. The one he'd apparently drawn when the door to 4C opened and a stranger came out. He was conscious. He was furious. He was going to be fine. The delivery man, David Webb, 39, father of 2, working a second job to cover his younger daughter's asthma medication, had been attacked in the stairwell on the 1st floor. Garrett Wells had taken his phone, his jacket, and his Golden Bird delivery bag. David Webb had fought back and lost badly. He'd been found by the police in the ground floor hallway, injured but alive, his real delivery never made. He was the one who'd actually been pounding on Maya's door. And it hadn't been the man Maya had pictured at all. The person raging for $20 on the other side of her door wasn't a predator. He was a father who'd just had a stranger in a balaclava take his phone, steal his order, and assault him in a stairwell. That same stranger had then somehow ended up at the door he was supposed to deliver to using his own app, his own name. David Webb had been trying to warn her. His words, mixed with pain and confusion and desperation, had come out all wrong. He'd been screaming for help, and she'd heard a threat. Detective Simone Okafor interviewed Maya Calloway at Northwestern Memorial Hospital at 4:15 in the morning. Maya had a fever of 101.3 and mild frostbite on 2 toes. She answered every question with a clarity and precision that Okafor, in 14 years on the job, found quietly remarkable. When Okafor asked why Maya had not warned Preston Cole that there was someone in apartment 4C before she left through the window, Maya looked at her for a long moment. Then she reached into her coat pocket and produced her phone. She played the voice memo, her own voice, recorded at 1:03 in the morning. "Don't go to the 4th floor, Preston. Please don't come up." Spoken clearly into the empty room. Timestamped 12 minutes before he arrived. "Professional habit," Maya said. "I record everything. I told him not to come. You can hear it." Okafor wrote it down. Then she looked up. "Ms. Calloway," she said carefully, "you recorded that message when you were alone. There's no outgoing call attached to it. You said it to no one." Maya looked at her steadily. "I said it. That's what matters, isn't it? That I tried to stop him." Here is what Detective Okafor did not say out loud, but wrote later in her case notes. Subject appears to have created the recording preemptively, before Cole arrived, as documentation establishing she had warned him. Subject showed no clinical signs of shock during interview. No crying. No dissociation. Responses were precise, legally careful, and delivered without hesitation. Subject also disclosed, unprompted, that she had been aware of Cole's inappropriate conduct toward her for weeks and had been documenting it. Subject requested copy of her building network access logs be included in the file. Maya Calloway was not charged with anything. There was nothing to charge her with. She had fled a dangerous situation by the safest route available to her. She had called for help. She had warned her boss, on a recording, not to come upstairs. Everything she'd done was reasonable. Everything she'd done made sense. She left the hospital at 7 in the morning, when the storm had slowed to a light snow and the plows were finally coming through. She walked to the parking garage on Milwaukee and sat in her car for a while, watching the city wake up under 3 inches of new white. Then she pulled up QuickBite and left David Webb a 5-star review. She wrote, "Delivery was perfect. Went above and beyond in terrible conditions. Thank you for being out there." 2 weeks later, she deposited $10,000 into an account he didn't know he had. Anonymous transfer, no note. He'd find it eventually. He'd fought for her in that stairwell, tried to warn her, and been left in a hallway bleeding while she ran. He was the only one she felt anything for in the aftermath. The only one who hadn't, in some way, brought this on himself. Her roommate, Danny, was arrested 6 days later. The forensic team found, buried in her cloud backup, 8 months of private communications with Garrett Wells. Photographs she had taken of Maya without her knowledge, sold for money she'd been using to cover her share of rent. Danny had been behind on payments for months. She told herself it was harmless, that no one would get hurt. Preston Cole recovered fully. He did not contact Maya again. Whether this was because his lawyer advised him against it, or because something in the way she'd looked at him in that hospital hallway had finally communicated what 6 weeks of careful distance had not, was unclear. He was gone. That was enough. Maya Calloway moved out of the Ashford 2 weeks after the storm. She found a new apartment, smaller, quieter, on the 3rd floor of a building with a working elevator and a landlord who responded to emails. She covered the camera on her new laptop. She disabled location services on every app she owned. She started recording her meetings at work. She slept, for the first time in months, with the lights off. She had come to Chicago to start over. She had, just not in any way she'd planned. Sometimes survival looks like running. Sometimes it looks like planning. Sometimes it's impossible from the outside to tell the difference. Maya Calloway knew which one it was. She wasn't going to explain it to anyone.